So hi and welcome to my review videos. This time I'm doing the M7 Priest. The M7 Priest is the tier 4 American artillery. The first thing, people hated the M7. Let's call it the M7. People hated the M7 because why? Because it has so low damage. If you compare it to other nations, like for instance the Germans or the French one, the damage is much higher. Like the Grill has the most damage of all the tier 4 artilleries, I think. It has around 800, and this gun only has around 410. That's half of the damage against other nations. But what it does have is a good reload time. For me, the artillery is not a bad tank. I like the M7 Priest. I think I'm the only one who thinks the M7 was a good tank. Like for instance, if you with this tank you can easily end up in tier 5 or tier 6s. You'll probably get into tier 8 or something like that, but if you end up in tier 5, there are some tanks that have less than 53mm of armor, and if you do, and if you hit them, you can do 410 damage. That is nearly the damage enough to one-shot them nearly. The accuracy is not bad either, so it's like it's made to shoot on little tanks. I don't really recommend for you to shoot on heavier tanks. Like if you end up in tier 8, you only do like 50 damage. That's almost nothing. The enemy won't even notice it that you're shooting him. Aiming time was pretty high also for artillery, I have to say, 5 seconds. But that's about it for the gun. You want to research the M2A1 because this one is the same as the M37 and it can't shoot over the map properly. So you have to research the M2A1 to shoot over the map. Also the reload time is higher on this cannon and the accuracy is worse. So let's say that if you have the 105 M2, it gets a lot better, this tank. And also what this tank has is good armor. You can bounce shots on this tank. Like I've had like those new Chinese tanks like the Shiha. I've had just a Shiha bouncing on me. It couldn't penetrate me. And I just finished them off because of the great. This is also very good. You can play this as a TD. I still don't know the word for it, but the gun can do this is very high. The Grill only has a little bit of space to move its gun, but the M7 Priest has a very large space. It has a smaller space than the M37, but it's still very good. The M41 is just the same. It has also a very big space. Then the engine is 460 horsepower. It is pretty fast with this thing. But if you do want to research, you also can research the last engine. But I don't really recommend for you because this tank has a low XP earning. Like if I did very well in a battle, I think like, oh my god, I'm going to hit 800 or 900 XP and only hit it like 450 or 500. I'm not a bad player, and let's check my average XP on the M7 Priest. Is probably really bad. You have to know that I'm running premium accounts, so that is 400. That is way below my average. My average on normal tanks is around 600, and my average XP is 560. So my average XP is really low on this tank. If I lose, you only earn like 100, and if you win, you only earn like 500 with premium account. So I don't want to know it without premium account. So it's a little pain in the ass to go through this tank, and the stupidest thing is also that you need 40,000 XP, 40,665 XP for the M41. That's why I say don't go for the 4th GAA. Because it's just 11,000 XP wasted, and if you're not doing a medium line of the Americans, like you use this engine on the medium line also, it's almost useless to research it. But consumables I recommend for you to use is plus 10% to aiming speed. That's like the first thing you want to have for artillery. Also the minus 10% to loiter. Camouflage net, not really. because mostly you're moving left to right. Although on the Americans it's not that bad. It's worse on the Russians, and the French is just horrible on those two nations. So maybe you want to use camouflage net, although the video of Wargaming said not to do, but on the Americans I recommend for you to use it. Also binocular coated optics or binocular telescopes, so you can spot the enemy earlier than they do if they're driving in your base. This tank is really fast, so you can easily reposition. Like if they slaughter like the half of your team and you have to move, it's easily to move from one to one spot with this tank because of the great engine. Maybe the speed gets even better with the next engine, but then didn't research it because of the high XP cost. This is like how you want to run your shells. No gold shells. This is the first time that I can recommend no gold shells, because the gold shells are just useless. The penetration is 113. If you end up in tier 5, tier 4 nearly has armor, and tier 5 they have very big armor, so you can't even penetrate a KV1 with the gold shells. You're never gonna do so much damage. And if you go one tier lower, they all have paper armor. You can easily run HE shells. Thing what you want to use here is maybe let the manual fire extinguisher go and put on the 100 octane gasoline, or maybe the 105 if you want to spend on gold, so you can pack up your stuff and go faster away. I don't know what to say it in English. Small repair commands, the basics, except the fire extinguisher. If you're set on fire, basically you're fucked. So it's not even worth to buy a fire extinguisher. Oh shit. One moment. I have to. So what you want to use on here is 6 cents. Of course, this is like the first thing you want to research on artillery is 6 cents. Recon, jack of all trades, camouflage of course, and borders and arms. These 4 skills you want to use for artillery. What you want to use on the gunner is snapshot. I know it doesn't have a turret, but it works almost the same as an artillery if you move your gun left to right. So snapshot is better because it improves your accuracy. Deadeye maybe, because as an artillery you do lots of critical hits. But it seems that it doesn't work with HE shells. No, don't use Deadeye. And maybe design. No, that's the one did. Try to research camouflage and borders and arms on this tank. So stupid that I have to do the new crew members. Clutch braking not really. Smooth ride, controlled impact. Maybe if people crash into you, controlled impact is a pretty handy skill to use. Maybe off-road driving, so you drive faster throughout rough terrain like sand or stuff like that. That's a good skill to use, off-road driving. So you're fast there. What you want to use here is really no. Just extended signal range is thing enough, and situal awareness and signal boosting. That's the one. Signal boosting is handy because like if you are looking over a tank, you have to wait a little bit, and if you have a better radio, you don't have to wait that long. So that's how the radio works on an artillery. What you want to use here is that it reloads pretty fast, but I recommend for you to use on later is anti-tuition. But that's it. Only anti-tuition. Adrenaline rush, if you are on your last 10%, maybe you can use it, but I recommend for you to research these 2 skills first before you do the other one. This is just the same, so I don't need it. But that's it in the garage, and I will see you in the gameplay and let you see how this tank feels in battle. I'll see you then. So hi and welcome back into battle. This is the M7 in battle. It is a pretty large tank for tier 4 artillery, I have to say. So that's easier for those little tanks. Mostly they're speedy and they come rush towards you, and they're not that skilled players. By the way, this is tier 8. This is not really the gameplay what you have to see from here, but I got 1000 XP of this battle, and if you have 1000 XP in this tank, that's like 1700, 1800 in real life, or in just World of Tanks, normal things. So moving here to a position, and what you see here is that the acceleration is not that bad on this tank, and it moves pretty fast to left to right, and it has also 69 shells. I don't know if it is a troll from Wargaming, I'm not sure. Oh, let me free camera, fix camera. So I'm just trying to counter his other artillery. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for the other team to move up. And what you see here in the left bottom corner is that it has a really good space between its guns and gun. I also have a, by the way, the reload time between shells is 9 seconds. You don't see it on my mod, but it's 9 seconds. And I also have a very good mod because it says how long I have to wait till my shell arrives. Here on the right it has 1.65 seconds. So I don't know how to say it in English, it's schatten in Dutch. So you know, so you can have a little bit of a thought when the shell arrives. And what you see here, if you see no explosion, if you're playing arty, that means you're right on it. You didn't miss. The splash damage, this tank has splash damage. That's pretty good, because if I like not those heavily armored tanks like this one, and what you see here is I only did like 94 damage. That's not a lot. If this was the grill, it would do around 200 to 300 damage. Just trying to take out this Pershing, and then I moved to the left because I saw that my team was having problems there. And that's what you have to do with an artillery. Try to help your team. Don't take on those easy targets. Try to hit the targets where they are having difficulties with. I'm reloading here. Just putting my volume a bit down before it's too loud in the recording. This was a very lucky shot. I was surprised that I hit them. And I missed again. Yeah, that gave you two talking to Ash. You don't have to. My balls, and also the HE shells doesn't. It's not like AP shells that it bounces if you're parking your tank a little bit on an angle. So try to hit. It doesn't have the same physics. If you hit someone in the sides at a 80-degree angle, you will hit them at the same armor in the sides. So not like you're increasing your armor if you're shooting HE shells. It's difficult to explain how it really works, but Wargaming did a video about it, and it explains a lot, but it doesn't work the same. So if you hitting someone in the sides that is 80 degrees angled, you will do the same damage if you're shooting AP shells at that 0 degrees angle. It's very difficult to explain. So try to hit tanks in the sides because they have less armor there, and this tank has such a poor damage, so that's why I recommend. And what you see here is that I'm trying to have a thought where to shoot. Like I have a 2 seconds delay before my shell arrives. With this tank, I know normally you have to take on the heavily armored targets, but because this damage is so low, I can do more damage on them than the other ones because of my poor penetration and damage. So I'm trying to take on the weaker targets. Like I have had people saying to me like, oh, I don't have to be afraid of the M7 priest because it does no damage. That's why they're asking tank companies always for French or German artillery, because they do more damage than the Russian SU-5 is. It's just garbage, that tank. I hated the tank. I had it like in my first 3 months of the game, and I hated the tank. I was so happy that I finally got the SU-8. Why? Because it doesn't shoot over the map properly, and it only has 14 shells at a weapon firing. It shoots very fast, and SU-5 only had like 14 shells. So it was like every 2 games I ran out of shells. I didn't hit the target P, by the way. That was the enemy. I just missed him. Waiting till a T-150. See, only 23 damage, but the T-150 is pretty good armored, so my HE shells doesn't do a lot of damage there. And splash damage, then you don't really do a lot of damage with splash damage, but what you can do with the splash damage of this tank is track them.
Looks like Lady Luck just gave
117 damage is pretty good on this tank. By the way, the mod that I'm using is Jimbo's mod, Jimbo's Recycles mod. If you want to download it, is also. It gives you the reload time. It gives you those little seconds how long it takes for the shell to arrive. And there's the grill. Did I miss them? Horrible. Steam finished them off, so only the tire piece remaining.
Looks like you're fucked.
See, they didn't even notice that I'm shooting at them. Normally, if you shoot as an artillery on an enemy tank, and sorry for that, I hit a TT-32. That was pretty stupid. But if you hit an enemy, they normally back up. With the M7 piece, they don't even notice that you're shooting them. So they don't even back up. It's a positive and it's a negative. Because the positive side, of course, is that you can still try to hit him. And the Panther, by the way, committed suicide, which you will see in a moment. I'm going to speed up this part till my team arrives. Yeah, I'm trying to hit him. I thought that he was behind his base, but he wasn't. I'm not sure if it is this game where the tanks commit suicide, but I've had it before that they just drove into the water if they were the last one remaining. Stupid 2H critters. I think this one didn't it. There was white on it, and you see that you have a 3 seconds delay. It takes some time before the shell arrives. Like on my M41 I don't have that problem, that it takes so long. Like if I'm shooting here at my M41, it only takes like 1 to 2 seconds to arrive. I was trying to take on the final shot, but it was pretty good hided. And I just missed him. I could have finished him off. And GG, and we're done here. So I will see you in the garage to take on the last things I want to say about this tank. So see ya. So that was it. I think I said everything about this tank, but I know about it. I know ready to sell it, because it's just taking a garage space in the democration rules, and you can choose a tank for my garage. What do you want me to see review next? Place it in the comments below, and I read them, and I will do a video of it. Also try to check out my channel, what tanks I have already reviewed, so you know what tanks I already have reviewed. The only tank what you don't have to take is the Conqueror, because you see that it's stock, sorry. I just have the E50 OSN, and I want to do a video about that. If you want to see it now, leave a comment. I will do it. I won't in 2 weeks. Next week I'm reviewing the Yachtpanther. The Yachtpanther is a tier 7 TD. It's not really my playstyle, but I hope the fatty gets better. That's it, and I will see you next time. Bye.